This is a part 2 of rating how scary OG FNAF characters are. If you haven't watched part 1, I would suggest you do. The link is in the description. And let's start off from where we ended. We didn't get any jump scares from her, really. It wasn't... like, there could have been a moment when you do the inspection of her where there could have been a good jump scare. But then we don't get it. Like, you don't even get it, so... Huh. But then the lore around the character is pretty good. Like, that's what I'm talking about. I want to consider all the things about the character. And this particular character, like, even though she's goofy looking and everything, then she's tall as shit. Like, if you look at her in Help Wanted, she's like 7 feet, 8 feet tall. I don't want to say it, but kind of scary. Yeah. But I would say it's like the higher ones for me. So like maybe almost, like you might like jump, but not really. Okay, Ballora, humanoid robot, goofy kinda. But then the jump scare is good. Yeah, I'll put it really scary. She doesn't have that much like tension around her. Then when she jumps, yeah, it's pretty bad. We don't get that much of her, so not that scary. This guy, doesn't he mainly have the puppet attack you? Like, I would much rather prefer him jumping on you and having like a similar type of jump scare as her. So I don't really know. Maybe like, I'll say pretty scary, because there's quite a bit of good moments with the inspection and all of that where he could attack you, but the jump scare isn't that good, especially in comparison to the other like Balloras. This guy takes away from Funtime Freddy. He's cool and all as like a feature, but then making him the jump scare is pretty ass of a decision, so not that scary. And okay, I'll put him at one of the scariest. He gotta be... his story, he has the tension, he has a whole night dedicated to him. And then there's different endings and all of that just around this character, and then part of him reappears in the other games. Good stuff. And I don't know if he's related to Mimic or anything like that, but yeah. Okay, this guy's not that scary, Same thing, it's a doll, it's not an animatronic or anything like that. We don't get... isn't she mainly from... Yeah, we don't get much of her. She's mainly from Ultimate Custom Night, that's where we see her. Yeah, not scary. His jump scare is not nearly as good as the one from FNAF 2. But damn, Foxy brings in the tension of the night. Like, almost as much as Freddy. Freddy, you constantly know you have to look at him to make sure he doesn't... like, he needs the attention so you survive. This guy needs the attention the other way around. Like, you want to spend as little time looking at him to put all the other time at Freddy, but then you have the tension of, oh, is he running after you right now? And you constantly keep on thinking about it. Like, every like 10 seconds you're like, oh, okay, I didn't check him for a whole 10 seconds. Do I gotta check it right now? Or like, should I wait a little bit to spend less energy? This makes it quite a bit for me, but then jump scare isn't good. Like he just stands there, you know? Sound is good, but then the visual of it sucks. But then, okay, I'm going back and forth with myself at this point. I wish you guys could hop in the comments to help me around with this. But all the lore that was built around him before FNAF 2 came out, everything about the Bite of 87, damn, was that good times. That was good. Yeah, I don't think you really get scared from him, but he does get my approval. So just from all the story about him probably be like on the upper echelon of pretty scary. Not scary. Yeah, this dude, just a jump scare. But then, like, this looks goofy. Okay, I heard others also say that this doesn't look like... This is jokeable looking for others. Kinda is. I think what makes him worse looking than Ennard is that he has like a whole like mask and all that. And then he has like the teeth. But then this guy is like Freddy but naked type thing. He's not that scary. But I think in comparison to most of the other characters, I think he's legit like the mid. Like he's the separator of all of them. So probably, yeah, probably kind of scary, like right in the middle. That's where I would say. Same thing as this guy, but worse because he's pink. So even less scary. I love those guys. They look friendly and they're not scary at all. This looks hella... Yeah, this guy's the GOAT. Friendly. Because he is. He is pretty much friendly. Okay, this is not scary. Like, they do have jump scares, but yeah, too friendly looking. There's no uncanny in any of these. This guy has the eyes, but then for some it makes him scarier. And then for me, it makes him even worse, honestly. Friendly. Okay. I might like go tier by tier later on, but this might be legit like the scariest character. Like, even though he does not have an actual jump scare of like an animation and all of that, but then just his whole face, the mask appearing on the whole screen throughout like different moments, and then all the glitches when he appears, and all the story we get, all the posters, and then you look at it online and then you actually see him, because he isn't that rare. Like in comparison to like JJ, you actually get to see him probably. Like if you ever played FNAF 1 and you got through the whole game, you probably did see him. Unless you're like a pro and you get through it pretty fast, you've probably seen this guy. Yeah, I'll probably talk about each tier a bit later on and decide which one is like the worst from each tier and which one is the best, to kind of like set them around. Because I wish I could like move them, but I don't think I could. This guy isn't scary. Yeah, there's no like backstory for most of the guys that I put in the lower tiers. There is either like no backstory or no tension, or like jump scares are pretty bad, or all of the above, honestly. So not scary. Sorry, man. Design is cool and all, but none of these, yeah, none of these are scary. Okay, the eyes and the teeth both are pretty damn scary for this one, and the size as well. I like, he doesn't really have a good jump scare and doesn't have backstory. We do get to see him a little bit in the Mimic, the Secret of the Mimic, but he's not that scary. I'll maybe put him in like one of the high ones and kind of scary. He does have a good like, actually, nah, I'm gonna put him at like really scary. Pretty scary. Nah, this guy looks friendly. Okay, a lot of teeth kind of make it a bit better, but still not scary. Okay, I don't know about this one. I heard a lot of people say they don't like the design. I think it's pretty good, honestly. We do get a little bit of story of how like it was entered and then they separated and all of that. Or like entered, ran away, then the rest combined, and then yeah, something like that. And then I really like him, like the interrogation in the office, like at the table, like he's probably one of the scarier ones. Yeah, probably scarier than her and Springtrap. And then his jump scare is also pretty good. Might be the best one in that game. But in comparison to the other games, I don't think it's that scary. I think it goes here. Okay. This is kind of like Springtrap, but then you lose all the credibility. Like, as I said, like without the story and everything you know about the character, he wouldn't nearly be in the Scariest. He might be like lower tiers, right? But this guy is actually not Springtrap. Like, I refuse to believe that this is like, Scott, what the hell is this? Nah. Yeah, this does not make it for me. Like, he definitely gotta go a few tiers lower. Kind of scary. I'll put him kind of scary because there's still the backstory, and jump scare is better than him. But then, what the hell is this design? Nah, yeah, Scott, get out. Okay, baby. She's definitely scarier than the previous version. Yeah, I'll put her like a tier above that. This headshot is good. Actually, probably scarier than the character in the game itself. Pretty scary. Pretty scary when you also know a little bit of that it's like the puppet and all the deal. And then at the table is pretty good, and the jump scare is pretty good. So I'll say, yeah, pretty solid. Pretty solid. Phone guy? How's that supposed to be a scary character? He's a chill dude. Isn't that Scott doing him? Even better, man. Okay. Annoying, but friendly. Oh, these guys, I legit thought they're fake. Like, when there were all the hoaxes and stuff of the purple versions, those versions, like, I never seen any of those two actually in the game, so I just didn't believe they're real. But like, knowing now that they are actually real, I think this one is like a little less scary than the Freddy, because Freddy's in like the cool ass pose, like laying down and kind of looking at the camera. But this guy is just standing there awkwardly. I'll say pretty scary, but then the lower tier of it. Kind of lower side. And then this one, yeah, gotta be pretty scary. Like, there's no jump scare or anything, but man, does this guy look good. Never, as I said, never interrogated, never seen him in the actual game, but man, this guy looks scary. Not like there's no backstory for him, but he just has the aura. Like, one of the better designs, you know. Okay, this is just normal Fredbear. This wasn't in any games, was it? But then, okay, if we remember like FNAF 4 and all the trauma of the main character, doesn't have jump scare, doesn't even appear in any of the games. So judging solely from the story, well, that's kind of like Golden Freddy, right? But with no jump scare or any appearances. Kind of scary. I'll put him kind of scary. Okay, this is kind of different from him. Like, even though we don't get that much other than seeing William Athen dying in it and all of that. So if out of all those characters, if I would see this one, knowing that all those are trying to get revenge on him, and knowing all the backstory, I would run. Like, faster than probably most of those. Because I would know that those are not trying to kill me. They're trying to get this guy mainly. and he's a serial, even though he's a middle-aged guy and like in the suit and all that. But yeah, he got that aura, man. So higher pretty scare tier. Scott, pretty good avatar, cool stuff. Oh, this led to him creating FNAF, right? Yeah, this guy is uncanny, but not that scary. I don't know why people were talking about it as if it was like super scary or anything. But just the fact that it kind of honestly looks like a lot of those characters, kind of funny. Not that scary. Not that scary as any of the other ones. But actually, like I'm thinking about it, it's probably scarier than like probably all the characters following the robot and down. Like Foxy's probably a bit scarier, but this guy is just uncanny. Like, yeah, that's kind of true. I see why people say it. Kind of scary. He's just chunky. Okay, I seen all the weird ass animations, but I cannot take him seriously anymore. Before I knew it, he was kind of scary for me, but it doesn't hit as much as like any of the Withered animatronics. So just in comparison, the Thief of Joy, really, and this is like a perfect example. Yeah, I'll put him at kind of scary. This one without a same thing as this guy. All the stuff that the community built around them too takes away kind of scary, but like, yeah. Oh, we're going back to Mango. Oh yeah, okay, now we're done. Let's just quickly go through this and see which ones are actually the worst. Okay, if I have to put the least scary character of all of them, I might not even go with Phone Guy. Like, we don't see him, but like he does have that a little bit where you cannot fully trust him. But those guys, yeah, those gotta be like the least scariest. The paper crew, I don't mean it in a bad way, like, you know, their jump scares kind of shake you up a little bit, but they look so goofy, man. I can't decide which one of these is like the worst one and which is the best. Probably go with Springtrap. Like, even though he is hella scary from all the story and the lore we get and all of that, but he doesn't have a jump scare, so he'll be like in the lower side. And then, oh man, this is hard. The scariest of all characters. This has a really good jump scare, not that much story, good pose, but doesn't appear nearly as much and doesn't have that much visual effects as him, so probably also not him. This might be one of the scariest. Probably, I can't say. Those four are all really good. Those are probably the top four. I think this one is just like too obscure. Like, you will not see him in real life at all, like no possible way, right? So those are the top three for me. And then the top three might be Ennard. Ennard doesn't have that much backstory about him. It's mainly throughout the game that we like find out his motivation and stuff. Like, he reveals it. So yeah, probably top three. Then two would be Bonnie, hella uncanny. Like, I would say the perfect balance of that. But then this can be real. Like, in a subreal world can be real. Okay, this just like nonsense, but that's gotta be the scariest one. Because the uniqueness, even though this one is scary, but then the uniqueness of this one just gives a slight advantage over him. Yeah, I'll have to go with this one as the best. The scariest. So what do we have? This is the scariest character, and then the paper crew is the worst. I don't mean the worst. I mean the friendliest, least scary. Yeah, the higher we go, it's harder to decide. All of those honestly give me the creeps. But yeah, this just kind of comes to show where will this one top two, like a lot of these are the earlier games. But yeah. Okay, I hope you enjoyed, and tell me if you totally disagree with any of those, or if you're like, oh yeah, I totally get the Bonnie thing. I think a lot of people get that, and then I don't know if everyone will agree on this one. I think Springtrap is also one of the favorites in the whole community, even though he doesn't have a good jump scare. That's where the reworks come in. Like, if he would have had a good jump scare, he would probably be the scariest one. Like, so honest, like, he would be the scariest one. But yeah, tell me what you think. I hope you enjoyed.